I don't know, maybe y'all gonna cuss me out in this damn video right here, but Vivica Fox just rubs me the wrong way. Reason being, when I was growing up, Vivica Fox was the shit. Vivica Fox was our Beyonce before Beyonce. Vivica Fox was that woman that us who are way younger than her, but in that era, coming up in that era, you had a huge crush on Vivica Fox. She was so fine. She was chocolate on the screen that made you wanted to lick the TV screen. Kind of fine. And now to see where Vivica Fox is today, she is like grandmama age with no grandkids. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got no husband. She don't have nothing except for her advice that she is out here giving out. If I want to get rich, I don't take advice from somebody who's a bum or who's always been poor. I go for somebody who went from poor to rich, and I try to figure out how he did it and see if I could pattern myself after that. If I want to be healthy, I don't go to somebody who has a dirty lifestyle and who is sick all the damn time. I go to somebody who stays healthy and I figure out what they've been eating, drinking, consuming, and how they move about in life. And I try to pattern myself after that. I say this, ladies, if you want to be 61 years old out here talking about relationships you had from 20 years ago, go right ahead. I remember Vivica Fox said 50 Cent was the one who got away. And they asked her, what do you mean by this? By this time, she was like 55, 56, because it was a couple of years ago. She is now 61. She said he was trying to love her and she wouldn't let him. She regrets it because at the time she was on top of the world and she thought that, I'm Vivica Fox. I got it going on. I have the pick of the litter. Every man wants me, right? So it was basically she would not submit to her man, 50 Cent, at the time. She wouldn't be soft. She wouldn't be womanly and allow him to lead and allow him to love her. She would have had a beautiful life at this point, right? Her life would have been filled with private jets. Her life would have been filled with mansion lifestyle. Her life would have... Imagine if Vivica Fox had gotten married to 50 Cent. She would definitely be in a lot more movies today because as you can see, 50 Cent has diversified his portfolio. He just came off of a European tour. He was just over back in Europe performing again after his tour was over. He stays on a jet going to many different places around the world, performing for huge amounts of money. He is also writer slash producer slash director slash even actor sometimes in a lot of these series that you're now seeing that are trending on these different apps and networks. Vivica Fox would have been busy with an acting job, but she thought her beauty was going to last forever, and she thought she was always going to be hot. This is a lot of women's mistake. A lot of women don't realize that how temporary that beauty is. And looking at Vivica, I see it looks like she went and tried to do something to her face. I don't know what the fuck she tried to do to her face. She probably did some kind of augmentation, some kind of facelift or some kind of surgery or something. But now she looks weird, right? And then on top of that, you're 61. A 61-year-old woman will come to you delusional as shit. And she'll be like, oh, I'm 61, but all the boys still like me. She won't even say men. She'll say all the boys still like me. And I got a boyfriend and my boyfriend is 32 and I'm 61 and it works out just fine. No, the fuck it does not work out just fine. You paying for dick. You are paying for dick. Anytime you see a relationship that those are the dynamics, you 61 and he is 32, you are paying for dick. Don't put it no other way. Because that's exactly the same thing y'all tell when the roles are reversed and it's a 61-year-old man with a 30-year-old woman. He paying. Yeah. So with that said, Vivica Fox recently She went to this conference, right? She made a comment at the Ultimate Women's Expo that was held in Edison, New Jersey, in which she jokingly told the crowd there were a bunch of clamoring females there asking advice from her, dating advice or whatever. Again, this is black women for you, fam. Black women will ask homosexual gay men about relationship advice and about man advice. You are asking a homosexual man to tell you how to run a heterosexual relationship. He is into men that are into men. He is not into men that are into a woman, and he's not a woman. But you will take advice from people like this and think it's the best advice ever. Kind of like taking advice from Vivica Fox about dating. Well, you know what? Maybe you're right, because that's all she has ever done is date. So maybe if dating is what you want to do and you plan on dating forever, then go ahead. You plan on being 61 and still dating, or getting to the point where you start saying, I'm dating myself. That's a funny one right there. Tiffany Haddish recently said she is dating herself, and it's been the best decision she ever made. This is when nobody no longer wants to put up with your fuckery and foolishness. This is when you are no longer young, fresh, and nice looking, and there is so much competition out there in the world. You can't compete with them 20-something-year-old girls. You are fucking 61, okay? No disrespect to a 61-year-old woman. If the shoe fits, wear it though. That means if you're 61 and you still out here thinking you look, and this is one thing they always say too, girl, I'm 61, but I look about 30. No, you don't. You may look good for 61, but you look fucking 61. You don't look 30. All right? So stop being delusional, because if we put you in a room with a 30-year-old, it's not going to look the same. And majority of men who are ready to pick will always pick that 30-year-old over your 61-year-old ass. So they're there asking Vivica Fox for dating advice. She busts out, don't date 50 Cent. She mentions 50, and then the crowd goes crazy, right? Don't date no rappers, she said, when asked to give advice to young women who are pursuing their dreams. I guess she could mean don't date no rappers because you're going to get caught up in the mist and forget about your direction in which you're going. And then time will pass and you look around and you'll be 61 out here and haven't accomplished all the things you should have accomplished. I don't think 50 Cent stopped Vivica from being who all she could have been without the army. She said this time it was positive. 50 Cent's reaction to what she said. Everyone got a good chuckle out of it, and it was refreshing to not fight with him. She's talking like they're still in a relationship, fam, and it's refreshing to not fight with him. It was a long time ago. 50 Cent have famously taken swipes at Vivica and her at him in the media throughout the years since their breakup, and were seemingly on negative terms at times. What we've been seeing. Well, as we'll always be connected is what she said. I call us like the Black Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. She is delusional as shit. We will always be connected. Girl, I guess you will always be connected to every man you gave that piece of ass to. Every man you shared your body with will always be connected to you. Why is it only 50 Cent that you will always be connected? You know what I look at this as? When Vivica had all the roles on TV, when she was out here doing her thing, Vivica wasn't feeling like that. And now all those A-list roles have dried up. She has to hitch her sail to a ship that's going somewhere. She found 50 Cent's ship. So clout chasing at its finest. We will always be connected. I call us like the Black Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. Stop it. Stop it. She was referring to Taylor and Burton's famous on and off again romance. The pair were married and divorced 2 separate times. I don't know why she would compare herself to that, because I'm sure 50 ain't dated her since they broke up. And she is so way out of his league by now. And I mean way out of his league as in he has climbed up the ladder and has the pick of the litter, and she has remained or even climbed a few steps down. Her net worth hasn't grown. Her her catalog has not grown in any way where we can say, damn, have you seen Vivica Fox's latest movie? You know what I mean? She's not that girl anymore. And 50 is that guy. Vivica Fox further clarified her comments about 50 Cent while appearing on the November 18th episode of Sherry. So after that, she goes to Sherry and she is talking some more about 50 again. Talk about your career. Talk about what's going on with your life. Talk about what movie you in. Talk about what projects you got coming up. Talk about a book you've written. Talk about somebody new you're dating, something. Back to 50 Cent again. During that episode, uh, she explained that she had actually been talking about what she wished she had known about high profile romances in general rather than just one specific relationship. I don't know if she dated other rappers, she probably did. What happened is that she said, the Ultimate Women's Panel host, said, Vivica, if you could tell your 17-year-old self anything, what would it be? So it wasn't necessarily the women in front of her that were asking her advice. It was them asking her if she could tell her 17-year-old self. See, this is the bullshit right here because she goes, don't date 50 Cent when asked. I want you to wrap your mind around this, right? If you could tell your 17-year-old self anything today, what would it be? And her answer was, don't date 50 Cent. 50 Cent did not date you at 17 years old. Why the fuck would you tell yourself at 17, looking back now, don't date 50 Cent? Why even bring that man's name up when they're asking you what would you tell your 17-year-old, not legal, underage self? Don't mention that man's name in that shit. Well, you could take it whichever way you want to take it. Vivica said, I'll tell myself. So she said, that was me being like, I wish I knew, not to go public with the relationship so fast, not to have it out there, not to have the breakup that's lasted 22 years. The only person this breakup has lasted 22 years for is Vivica Fox. This breakup does not mean shit to 50 Cent. He has moved on with his life. And ladies, here's another perfect example of when a brother is young and he hasn't hit his stride yet, because men tend to take longer to hit their stride, and women depreciate over time, even if she gains financial wealth. Her beauty, her essence, her young, fresh, everything is gone. A man, he gains as he goes. He becomes wealthy. He becomes a star. He becomes this. He becomes that. He becomes all the things that women look for in a man. Like, he's more relaxed. He's more confident. He is financially secured now. He can actually provide a lifestyle that a woman would attach herself to him to be able to gain access to. Right? Right. And not to mention, if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s as a man, you can still have children with a woman who's in her 20s, 30s, who have decided, I don't care about your age, you're older than me, but I love you, and I love how you treat me, and I love how you were able to provide for our family. I'm giving you 2 kids, and we'll be 2 kids and a picket fence and whatever else, and we'll be happy. A 61-year-old woman cannot say the same, because she won't be giving no babies to any 25, 35-year-old man, period. Right? So Vivica is basically saying she wished she knew not to go public with the relationship that early. I guess she is saying now that she thinks she was too young when it happened. She went public with the relationship, and the pressure from public made her fuck up her own relationship, I guess. This is not a relationship breakup that lasts 22 years. This is Vivica Fox constantly rehashing what could have, would have, should have, and never was. She has regrets because now she looks at 50 Cent and she is like, damn, imagine if I had just shut the fuck up, been a good woman to him, and allowed him to lead, and I followed. Imagine where I would be today. Instead of now, I'm out here struggling, doing all these damn talk shows. I can't get a movie role, leading role to save my life. She goes on to say, we're no longer fighting, y'all. You know, you got that one person that you always got a special place for. We are in a good place, she said. Oh boy. Oh boy. Leave your comments in the comment section below. By the way, 50 Cent's response was hilarious. That man said, "Oh, you know I'm gonna take you through it." And Vivica gets cringy, starts talking about how, yeah, let me leave this right where it's at. I don't even want to speak about this no more. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. I'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv. I'm out. Peace.